The start of a wonderful 3 days of spearfishing finds us crossing the mighty Mississippi River on a journey that will take us through much of scenic Louisiana. We're on our way to the annual spearfishing tournament held in the beautiful waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Louisiana truly lives up to its reputation as a sportsman's paradise. People the world over come here to compete in the many year-round sporting events which are held annually. We drive over U.S. Route 90, or the Old Spanish Trail, which we follow through many acres of sugarcane refined at plants such as these. Here we approach Bayou Lafourche, where we will turn off and leave Route 90. This is the city of Raceland, one of the many towns located along the bayou that will bring us to our destination. Along Bayou Lafourche, you will see many shrimp boats and oyster luggers, which travel to the Gulf of Mexico along the same route once used by the pirate John Lafitte. Many drawbridges cross Bayou Lafourche, which have to be manned 24 hours a day, because the bayou is constantly used by many fishing and oil field boats in this area. Off in the marsh, notice the many oil derricks located in one of the oldest producing fields in the Louisiana swamps, the thriving oil community of Leeville. The short trip to our destination is about to end as we catch the first glimpses of Grand Isle. Our long-anticipated arrival is about to take place as the excitement of the coming events builds up within us. In the distance are the offshore oil rigs, under which lies a spearfisherman's paradise. Along the beach are many fishing cottages built on pilings to protect them from high water. Some of these cottages are used by divers and their families for long weekend holidays. Now approaching is one of the fine hotels and restaurants on the island where some of our divers will meet to discuss and plan the next day's adventure. 7 miles off the shore of Grand Isle is the Freeport Sulfur Rig, under which lies the largest deposit of sulfur in the world. The sulfur is brought to the surface by boiling water at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, then pumped to shore through an underwater pipeline. Louisiana has 397 miles of coastline along the Gulf of Mexico. Only Alaska, Florida, and California have longer general coastlines. Most of the Louisiana coast is so ragged and irregular that a measurement, including bays and inlets, totals 7,721 miles. Grand Isle is one of the many islands off Louisiana's marshy coast. The island is 7 miles long and 1.5 miles wide. Fishing is the chief industry and major sport. The island is used as a base of operation by many oil companies in transporting offshore drilling crews and equipment by helicopter and fast boats. Before retiring for the night, officials begin making preparations and display the prizes for the next 3 days of hard spearfishing competition. Divers from all over the world will compete in this annual tournament. The weatherman has given favorable reports for the next 3 days of diving. The next morning, our divers are up early, getting ready to embark on their first day's dive into the Gulf. This is one of the many boats available to carry divers on their scuba safari. Some of the tournament officials are giving last-minute information and wishing them much luck. In the distance, we watch Grand Isle as it fades off the horizon behind us. And as we approach the first of many oil rigs, we find that some divers have already entered our underwater paradise. We circle the rig and try to find out what sort of luck they're having. Experienced scuba divers from many parts of the United States who have visited this area claim that the spearfishing is second to none. Among the many types of fish which may be taken at any time of the year are cobia, jewfish, mackerel, bluefish, barracuda, red snapper, sheep's head, spadefish and amberjack, jack crevalle, triple tail, shark of several species, manta ray, black grouper, pompano, tarpon, and many others. 500-pound jewfish, 30-pound jack crevalle, 30-pound snapper, and large barracuda are everyday catches. Record-sized fish abound. Approaching the next rig, we find that we're the first there. This rig is in shallow water, approximately 50 feet deep, usually where larger jewfish are found. While getting ready to tie up, the divers anxiously check their gear for the first dive of the day. The anticipation of the divers for that first dive builds up much enthusiasm. The first two divers, now ready to hit the water, give the OK sign. And there goes the first one. Oops, hey, where's my fins? Come on, you guys, who hid my fins? Now he's found them, and he hits the water. On the bottom, we load our guns. The water is clear and warm. Water temperature in July is 75 to 80 degrees. Wetsuits are not needed, and visibility is excellent. The divers do wear protective clothing, either sweatsuits or blue jeans, to protect them from the barnacles and growth on the rigs. The spearfishing gear that the divers use have unattached riding rigs, which enable them to hold on to the mighty jewfish without getting tangled by spear and gun. A pufferfish here diverts our attention as we playfully pass him between us for closer observation. He inflates himself for protection from approaching danger. A school of spade and delicious pompano are seen as we near this myriad maze of steel piping and cable, which is the lyre of the jewfish. Caution is essential in the hunt of this prize fish. The diver may find himself unable to turn his prize loose during that first wild surge. Imagine yourself being pulled through this pipeline jungle amid razor-sharp barnacles and fallen cable by a fish with the speed and strength that is able to snap a 5,000-pound test cable. One of the divers has spotted his prey. Cautiously, he stalks him and tries to place himself in a position for a clean shot. He's a nice one, should run between 350 and 400 pounds. Can he ride and land the monster? After a 15-minute battle, the fish is surfaced. Now for the tough job of getting the gigantic jewfish on board the boat. The jewfish is secured with a heavy line and pulled aboard with a block and tackle. Without block and tackle, it would take about 5 men to haul up this tremendous bull of the deep. waiting to tie up at the dock and weigh in their fish. After tying up, they will watch the other boats coming in for the day and exchange stories of the first day's dive. As the boats dock, everyone is busily cleaning and checking their gear. They know that the second day's dive will be even a tougher one, for tomorrow they will head for the deep blue waters of the Gulf, the feeding grounds of the vicious barracuda. Each year during the tournament, Windy, the largest portable air compressor in the United States, fills the many tanks that are used during the 3 days of diving. The compressor will fill 6 double tanks in 1 minute. Again the next morning, everyone is hard at the task of loading the boats, trying to be the first ones out. Each piece of equipment is thoroughly checked to make sure that everything is in perfect working condition. Many divers spend all of their spare time before the tournament making their own spearheads and detachable rigs. They want to make sure that their equipment will hold up under the strain of the fierce struggle given by these fish. Now, off they go. Hunting grounds for today. This rig is in 180 feet of water. Already, some of the other divers have reached the rig in their speed hauls. Today should offer us much excitement and pleasure at our newfound paradise. Here we observe one of the divers tying up to the rig. In we go to our battle with the unknown. As we hit the water, it is noticed that it is murky on the surface. So we descend through this cloudy layer with our spear guns ready. Sight to see. We're now in the area of the great barracuda. There he is, this fierce fighter of the deep, speed unequaled. A school of lesser amberjack move in as we notice barracuda around us by the hundreds. The barracuda is the villain in many an undersea tale. Poets and dry land writers have added their touches to marine superstitions about this fish that persist to this day. A scuba diver swimming in the sea mingles with and observes this fabulously abundant life around him, and may be watched by other divers and the recording eye of the camera. This means the beginning of the end of superstitions. Some barracuda are indifferent to men. Most of them are curious about us. They have never known to attack divers in these waters. A very inquisitive fish, the cuda circles a diver, closing in all the time and only dashing off when shot at or on a quick movement by the diver. Now to seek battle with this worthy foe. The diver aims, misses, but one of his buddies is more fortunate. He is fighting another worthy opponent, the great amberjack. Notice that bent spear. Don't let him fool you. He's still full of fight. Will he succeed in landing him? The fish is struggling desperately and has knocked the diver's mask loose. Ouch! One of the many hazards of rig diving. He bumped his head. Let's see if we can have some better luck in landing that elusive barracuda. A diver can be watching a cuda in the distance, glance away for just a moment, and he'll be gone, only to appear right behind him a short distance away. Eyeing us for a meal, or can we land him? We shall see. Wham! What tremendous speed. He just tore loose. Well, let's try again. A pair of grouper divert our attention for a moment, but we're on the lookout for a sure shot. Maybe this will be the one. Now for the fight. In and out of this maze of steel he goes. Will the cable stay free? Watch your head and arms. He did it. And now for the return to the boat. A curious group of snappers swim around watching us as we note that more barracuda are in the background. Meanwhile, the other divers are watching a close battle. A coveted ling or lemon is being landed by one of them. This worthy adversary is a prized catch, both as a trophy and for delicious steaks. Some divers often mistake this fish for a shark, and on first glance, many an experienced diver has been frightened by them. This fish is very hard to land because a spear will easily tear his skin and pull loose. The spear in this fish is barely holding, so the diver grabs him and holds on tight because he knows that his buddies are waiting with spears ready for this prize fish and pull out. Each diver must take his fish back to the boat with no help from the other divers. The divers meet and now head for the surface. Fortunate. But tomorrow is another day. Our boat pulls into Grand Isle as we happily anticipate our fish being in contention for prizes. waiting to see the day's catches. They're looking at our marvelous catch, giant Warsaw grouper and red snapper. Surely these will be trophy winners. We thought our cuda would win, but look at what one of our competitors landed. Much planning has now gone into this, the final day of our wonderful scuba divers safari. All of our gear has been loaded, and other divers are telling us of some diving spots that they had good luck at the day before. We have guests aboard today, the internationally famous Gustav Delaval and Randy Stone, Vice President of Helpwave. We realize that this is our last chance at the beautiful NOGI and wonderful prizes that will be given away at the end of the day. One of the many speed hulls leaves the dock as they wave goodbye on their way to another exciting day's adventure. The spectators are left to view the many prizes and trophies that will be awarded. Trophies, 52 in all, are truly the most beautiful in the world. The King and Queen Spearfisherman trophies are crowned with 3 real diamonds. There is much fun and enjoyment later that afternoon as the crowd mills around waiting for the boats to dock with their catch of the day. All of the officials are making preparations for the presentation of trophies and prizes. The crowd grows larger as the excitement builds up towards the end of the day. Polishing of the sterling silver plaques by the master craftsman Vero will put the finishing touches on the awards. As we switch back to Bayou Rigo, you can feel the excitement in the air. One of the many boats is returning for the last day's weighing in of fish. As each boat docks, the crowd gathers to see the many fish on board. Very few boats ever return from the waters of the Gulf without a good catch. We are now looking at some of the crowd and fleet of boats that are gathering at the Esso docks for the finale of the tournament. sponsored by various firms, as you can see in this scene. They are taking time out for refreshment while they admire their catch and tell about the battle they had. The weight station is now at fever pitch. Contestants, wearing their souvenir NOGI Scuba International t-shirts, are crowding the area, watching the final changes on the board. Here we see a proud diver having his picture taken with his large red snapper. All of the edible fish are iced down and given to a local hospital. In case of dispute, a paleograph machine such as this is available for use. One of the divers posed for this picture to demonstrate its use. A group of relaxed divers enjoy a cool can of beer in one of the local lounges and discuss the day's activities. We've all waited for. The evening's presentation of trophies is about to take place. The Master of Ceremonies is now introducing the officials and guests of the evening. The famous skin diver, Gustave Delaval. Randy Stone, Vice President of Healthways. Art Stansfield of Voight Rubber Company. Mickey Harris, Mayor of Grand Isle. Dr. W.J. Elmer of New Orleans, who so graciously donated the grand prize of the Healthways two-man submarine. He presents it to the winner, Tom Esco of Panama City, Florida. Now the presentation of the coveted NOGI. Many of us are thrilled and some are sad, but all of us had a wonderful time. We're looking forward to participating again next year. The lady spear fishermen won some nice trophies also. Here is the Queen Spear Fisherman, Mrs. Lola Batts, as she receives her beautiful trophy. The thrill of a lifetime for this young lady. The presentation of the King Spear Fisherman Trophy. The winner of this award is determined by the number of points earned through the landing of first, second, and third place fish in the tournament. A proud gentleman indeed is Mr. S.J. Richard of Franklin, Louisiana, as he comes up to receive his award and prizes as King Spear Fisherman of the New Orleans Grand Isle Scuba Divers International Tournament. Thus we come to the end of our Scuba Divers Safari, a glorious adventure that we anticipate making again next year.